when you come in my house, take off your hat, take off your coat, and take off your shoes and punish that like button. It don't cost you nothing, absolutely nothing, to hit that like button. Let's get to it. So I was reading the comments on the last video that I did about Carmelo Anthony, and I was really disappointed, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a lot of people, lots of people, white and black, that want him to lose his manhood when he goes to prison. I don't know what you cats' infatuation is with dudes losing their manhood, but I kind of suspect something. Most of y'all ain't never been locked up before. A lot of y'all is fantasizing about a man getting his manhood taken. Now, it's not gonna happen that way, okay? For those that don't know who I am Donta. I did over a decade in prison, right? Level 5 maximums, stabbings. We're not gonna go over my resume. Let's just put that to the side. I've been doing crime since I was 10 years old, breaking into houses, but not for the reasons that y'all think. I was breaking into houses because I was on my own. I was an orphan. Yeah, I was an orphan, and I was running the streets, breaking into houses, stealing food, stealing clothes. So it's safe to say when I was 10 years old, that's when I committed my first crime. And then I grew up committing more crimes, right? Now, Carmelo Anthony had a knife. And what I was told, the area that he lived in was a nice area, the suburbs. I bring up the knife issue because when I grew up in Flint, Michigan, you had to have a knife, or you had to have a gun, or a screwdriver, something. Or if you got caught in the wrong area, or sometimes not even in the wrong area, if you got caught by some random strangers that wanted to cause harm to you for whatever reason, and it's more than 2 or 3 of them, you better had something to get them up off you. Now, yeah, I carried a knife, I carried a blade, and yes, my knife stayed bloody. It is what it is. When you live a certain lifestyle, that's just what it is. Now, for this Carmelo Anthony dude, I don't know what type of lifestyle he lived. But I do know this. You got 2 or 3 scenarios that happened that day. You got the scenario 1, that he was in fear of his life when the white boys descended on him and he pulled out that sword of justice and got the poking. That's scenario 1. He feared for his life. Scenario 2, he overreacted. Now, I know that might seem kind of weird to people. They say, what you mean he overreacted? Well, I'm not saying he overreacted, because I know in my past, if I felt like my life was in danger, I always whipped out the knife. I told y'all I stayed with a bloody knife, right? I want to say this though. The kid that lost his life, the white kid that lost his life, I need for y'all to understand something, okay? Let's put the race, the color out the way. But we're going to bring that up later. We will bring that up later. But let's take the race out, okay? This was a white kid, right? Take the white out. This was a kid that got his life taken because he got stabbed in the heart, right? By another kid. So there's 2 kids' lives. One is going to the graveyard and one is going to prison, okay? Do I believe that Carmelo Anthony needs to be in prison? Yeah. Why? Because if you take another person's life, you are required your life. Now, how much time should he get? I don't know all that. I don't know all what happened. None of us was in the courtroom. We didn't see the evidence. But I do know this. Me being from the streets, it could have went so many different ways where he could have just, I guess, left the tent. He could have just, threw them punches. But he pulled out the knife. And the world want to know, why did he pull the knife out? Did he really feel like his life was in danger? Who knows? Matter of fact, let me ask y'all a question in the comment section. And think about this. Do y'all think Carmelo Anthony is guilty? Let me know in the comment section. Matter of fact, put hashtag free or hashtag innocent or hashtag guilty in the comment section. Because I really want to see this. But now let's get back to the race part, right? But before we get back to the race part, understand this, y'all. This was two teenagers. Take the race out of it. It was two teenagers. One teenager took the other teenager life, right? Now let's go to the race part that y'all love so much, right? What if the shoe was on the other foot and Carmelo Anthony got stabbed by the white kid? Would y'all feel the same? This for my white audience and my black audience. Would y'all feel the same if Carmelo Anthony got stabbed by the white kid? Do y'all think that the white kid would have got off? Or do y'all think he would have been in the same predicament as Carmelo Anthony? Now, I hate to give my opinion because I am a social media entertainer. And there's rules and regulations that I have to abide by because this is not my platform. So I'm going to reserve my opinion. But for those that know, y'all already know my answer, right? But nevertheless, y'all tell me in the comment section, what would have happened if Carmelo Anthony was the one that got poked up and lost his life? That's the better question, right? So now let's move along. So now you look at the jury selection. You got all white people, all white, right? And 3 Asians. Whatever happened to we supposed to get judged by a jury of our peers, right? Let me say that again. Don't the jury supposed to be of our peers? There was not one African American on that jury selection. That right there. Now, some people might say, well, Dante, that shouldn't matter. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because I'll tell you something else. The 3 Asian people that was on that jury. See, I come from the streets, right? But I've been in the suburbs too. There's a lot of Asians that really identify as white. This is a fact. There's a lot of Asians that identify as as white. So you might as well just say everybody that was on that jury selection was white. And well, you see what happened. Now, please do not misconstrue what I am saying. Because if my child got knifed at a track meet and lost his life, I will be devastated. Prayers to that white family that lost their son. Because their son lost their life. And I see what people say, well, he should have kept his hands to himself. I don't know about y'all, but in the hood, we can't keep our hands to ourselves. Did he overreact? I don't know, because I didn't know was his life in danger or not. Should he have pulled the knife? Well, if he felt like his life was in danger. But if he pulled the knife just to be a part of the fight, I think that was wrong. I would think that was wrong, right? But like I said, we would never know. I know this though, and some of y'all ain't gonna like this, but sometimes the truth is not meant to be liked. For the past 500 years, the white man has beat the back end of the black man. And this is a fact. This is historical fact. We can even go further than that. The white man wiped out the Aztecs, the Incas, right? The conquistadors came here and wiped the Aztec Empire out. The white man was dying when they got here to America in them harsh winter times. And what did the Native Americans do? They showed them how to cultivate the land. They showed them how to work the land. Taught them how to, they gave them corn, made popcorn, right? Fed them, right? And what was the reward that the white man gave the Indians, the Native Americans? What was the reward? Smallpox. Intentional. They put diseases on these blankets. Here you go. Here you go. This is the thanks that we give you. I hate to put this out. I hate to make this a race thing, because honestly, the race thing don't even exist, because we only have one race, and that's the human race. The human race. We only have one race, and that is the human race. It's not the black race. It ain't the white race. It ain't the Latino race. It's not the Asian race. It's one race, which is the human race. Y'all ain't trying to hear that though. Y'all ain't trying to hear it. You say, well, Donta, where do all these different type of colors come from? Y'all don't know the word? Y'all don't know scripture? See, a lot of you cats out there, y'all don't believe in God. So this just gonna go over y'all head. A lot of y'all don't believe in Jesus being the Son of God. So a lot of this is just gonna go right over y'all head. But you know what? And I know a lot of y'all about to start running and getting out of here, because that's what you devils do. I'm talking to black, white, Chinese, Asian, all of y'all devils, right? So peep the scene. When you go back to the Tower of Babel, you know, after when God flooded the world, then men start to multiply on the earth. They all gathered to this town, this city, and they start building this tower. And the one that was heading this thing was a guy by the name of Nimrod, the great hunter, right? So Nimrod said, yo, let's build this tower, right? And let's build this tower that it can reach into heaven itself. So they start building it. They start building this tower. So then Jesus, the Holy Spirit, some angels came to the Father and said, hey, you see what the humans is doing? So God came to look for himself. And he said, I want y'all to pay attention to the next words that come out my mouth about this situation. He said, let's confuse their language, because there's nothing that they can't imagine, right? That they won't be able to do. Meaning, whatever us humans can imagine, eventually we will be able to do it. So he said, let's go down and confuse their language. Confuse their language, right? So they don't understand each other. So boom, they start talking to each other in different languages. And they're like, well, I don't understand. What are you saying? Right? So they got frustrated. They say, you know what? Everybody that talk this way, we gonna group up, we gonna go that way. Everybody that talk this type of way is gonna go that way, and they just disperse throughout the earth. So now when you look at it, the difference between a Latino, a Asian, a black man, a white man is just the geographic location. We are dispersed throughout the world. Some people went to hotter climates. Some people went to cold climates. It's just the pigmentation. Listen, y'all, we are one race, and that is the human race. Okay? But let's move on. But before we go on, have y'all hit the like button? Let me know. Have y'all hit the like button? Is y'all feeling what I'm saying? Because don't worry, I got a lot more for you. Just hold on, I got to take a water break. And this is water. This ain't no gin or nothing. This water. H2O. Somebody said, yo, Dante, how do you really feel about Carmelo Anthony taking that white boy life like that? I said, first of all, I am a father. And if I lost my son in that type of way, I will be devastated and I will want some get back. That's just the honest God truth. But then I look on the flip side. If my son was Carmelo Anthony and he did that to a kid, I will be devastated because my son got blood on his hands. You understand? I already got so much blood on my hand that I got to atone for and account for on Judgment Day. I do not want my sons to have blood on their hands. See, y'all got to understand, this is a spiritual thing. This is a spiritual war that's going on right now. When you get blood on your hands, when you take somebody's life, you think I'm proud of the things that I did in my past? Do you really think, when I be telling y'all these prison stories, do y'all think that I'm actually glorifying prison? Are you out of your mind? So all these cats that's saying, oh, Carmelo Anthony gonna get his manhood taken and all this and that. Let me tell y'all something. Prison is hell, minus the burning. Let me say that again. Prison is hell, minus the burning. Some cats do get burnt in there, but that's another. When you got blood on your hands, y'all don't think that Carmelo Anthony don't go to sleep thinking about the teenager that he took the life of? Y'all think he's sleeping good at night? Y'all don't think that he's remorseful? They said, well, Dante, how much time should he get? Give him 10 years. Give him 10 years. Well, let's look at it. Scratch that. Let me give y'all the two sides of a coin. Let me give y'all two sides of the coin right quick. So, Dante, how much time should he get? Look at it like this. If that was your kid that got killed and they asking you how much time should he get, you gonna say life or the death penalty. For all my black audience, listen to me. If that was your kid, the white kid that got killed, you would say give him the death penalty or give him life without parole. Right? We in agreement, right? Now, if your kid was Carmelo Anthony that did that, and you are the victim, you are the deceased people, how would you feel? See, when it's not your people, when it's not your family, somebody that you love and care for, you're going to look at it differently. It don't hit home. It don't hit home until it hit home. Have y'all ever lost somebody that you truly cared for and loved? Have you? Because a lot of us be so quick to judge people's situations until you put yourself in that situation, right? Let's go back to the blood on the hands, right? Y'all remember King David? You remember how Saul used to, throw that spear at King David, trying to kill him, trying to get him up out of there? Y'all remember that? And then eventually David went on to winning all these wars for Israel. Y'all remember all that? King David. Y'all want to know why King David wasn't able to build God's temple? Huh? What? Y'all wonder why King David wasn't able to build God's temple? It's because he had too much blood on his hands. Yes, he was doing God's will. Yes, he was putting in work for God, but he had too much blood on his hand. And God said, you ain't going to be able to build my house, but your son Solomon, he'll be able to build it for me. I don't know if that went over some of y'all heads. When you got blood on your hands, there's some things that you just can't, that you won't be able to do, even if it was commissioned by God. Y'all better start reading your Bibles. Y'all better start reading. I'm so disgusted with all the negative comments that I be reading under my videos about this situation. Disgusted. I really wonder, is these real comments? You know what I'm saying? I wonder, is these really bots? Because some of the things that be written in the comment section, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. That people are really saying this. What? I know there's people out there that don't like me. I know there's people out there that hate my voice. They hate it. Oh, how he get that plaque? How he get that YouTube plaque? He think he just this and that because he been locked up. Let me tell y'all something. When you go to jail, you are a loser. You ain't no winner. When I went to jail, I was a loser. Okay? Loser. When I was doing the things that I was doing in prison, that some of y'all might look at as being something to glorify, ain't nothing to glorify about prison. Every time I ran to somebody's cell with a knife and told them to fill up the laundry bag or else, that ain't nothing cool. I put fear in another man's heart that made him believe that if he don't give me all his food, his deodorant, his pencils, his paper, all that stuff, that I was going to cut him. I put fear in men's heart. And you think I can sleep good at night? Now? Let me tell y'all something. Prison is hell again, minus the burning. Sometimes I wonder. No, I'll say that for later. One thing about prison is out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. That means people forget about you. This Carmelo Anthony thing is going to blow over, and it's going to be on to the next. I tell prison stories on this channel. But after I got all them emails, hey, man, could you talk about this Carmelo Anthony situation? So many emails. Y'all wouldn't even believe it. So I did it. And then I was reading the comments, and then I reminded myself why I don't talk about politics. Then I had to remind myself why I don't talk about things like this, and I just tell y'all the prison stories and the hood stories to keep y'all from committing crimes and going to prison. But now I see why I do need to say something. Because there's a lot of misinformation that's going around. There's a lot of people that seeing things just from a human aspect. Just like y'all keep saying, oh, the white race, the black race. No, there's one race, and that's the human race. Until aliens come down, right? Ronald Reagan said that what a day that it'll be when the aliens show up, basically. And I'm not saying it for verbatim of what he said, but he said, oh, how the world will unite if an alien race came here and everybody become one race. We already one race. People just divided by color, money, material bullshit, right? And the scripture just says that Jesus says that if you deny me here on earth, you don't know me, right? I'm going to deny you in front of my Father. But look, can I say that again? Because a lot of y'all don't, that goes over your head. Jesus of Nazareth said, that was born in Bethlehem over 2,000 or something years ago. He said, if you deny me here, I'm going to deny you in front of my Father. What part of y'all don't understand that Jesus is the only way? It ain't no other route to get to the Father. There's no other route. One day, we all are going to die. Some later than others, some sooner than others. But one day we all are going to meet that same fate. We all know loved ones that done passed away, right? They was here yesterday, they gone. But one day we all are going to find out who was right, who was wrong. But I don't think that that's going to be the thoughts when we are standing in front of the master, the creator of the universe. And then when you realize, when you see sitting right next to him, on the right hand side of him, Jesus sitting there, oh my goodness. The enemy is not made of flesh and blood. Even though a lot of humans do a lot of evil, but the enemy is not flesh and blood. They are fallen angels. They are demons. These principalities that rule in high places that we can't see. Don't y'all know there's people that make deals with devils, make deals with Satan? Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because we got a lot to discuss. I'm going to try every Friday at 9:30 a.m. I'm going to be dropping these Bible scripture talks on y'all. Every Friday at 9:30 a.m. But hold up, we ain't done yet. We just beginning. God is real, y'all. And there's other gods that people worship. But there's only one true God. Some call him Yahweh, Jehovah. You know, I know this though. there is only one God, and he sent his only begotten son to this earth to die for me and to die for you. Even if you don't believe that, and that's okay. Well, it's okay for me to say that while on earth. But you that die in your sins, you unbeliever, wait until that day. And I don't wish hell on nobody. I don't wish hell on nobody. They say this place is going to be dark, that you can feel the darkness of this place. They say this place is going to be so hot that just the heat alone should be able to kill you, but you can't die. The smell is going to be so rotten and so filth, right? That just the smell alone could kill you if you was on this earth, but you can't die. You can't even breathe there. There's no oxygen. There's no air. So imagine just suffocating over and over and over again. And the hunger, the thirst, the loneliness, let alone the tortures, let alone the burning, the worm that dieth not. Imagine a worm that's going through your body eating and never satisfied, and your body just keep growing back. Jesus didn't come here to hold y'all. They got this white Jesus with this perm that go down to his dang shoulders. Y'all think Jesus was just this nice guy? Y'all think he came with this kumbaya gospel? Are you serious? All the evil that was going on, you think he came here with roses and rainbows? Did y'all forget what he did in the temple? When he went in there and started whipping everybody out, turning over tables, throwing everywhere, whipping everybody out. Jesus said that if your right hand offends you and causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better for you to enter heaven with a cut off hand than your whole body getting thrown into the lake of fire. Now that's extreme. If your right eye offends you, pluck it out. It's better to enter heaven with one eye missing than your whole body getting thrown into the lake of fire. See, y'all like to play games. Y'all love to play games. Oh, Jesus ain't real. Jesus this, Jesus ain't that. Oh, the disrespect that Christians get. Christianity is the most disrespected religion on the face of this planet. And I wonder why. Oh, I do know why. I know why. But that's a whole nother topic. If the time ever comes, and it will come, I don't know when, but our ancestors been waiting for Jesus to come back, right? For over 2,000 something years. I want to read something to y'all, okay? I really want to read something to y'all. And just be patient. Be patient. Please be patient with me. Can y'all be patient with me? Let me read this to y'all. No, let me read this to you. Just pay attention. Because this time will come. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of the nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves will be roaring. Pay attention. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things began to come to pass, hold on, y'all, when these things become to pass, then look up and lift your heads for redemption. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Let me break that down for y'all right quick. When y'all see things happening in the sky and in space and hearing about these asteroids and the moon doing weird things and the sun doing weird things and the stars doing weird things, your heart is going to fail. You're going to have a heart attack. You're going to be so afraid, so frightened. You know what's funny? When all these things start happening, what the Bible predicted thousands of years ago, they're going to say, oh, that was just made up. Somebody just wrote that. I can see the Bible being banned. I can see it. I can see it now. There's a lot of things that we fight and argue about. Stupid things. Carmelo Anthony killed another human being. Okay? Whether it was justified or not justified, he killed another human being. Nothing, let me say this again, nothing is done under the sun without God's permission. Carmelo Anthony is in lockup for a reason. Sure, he could have got an innocent verdict. He could have. But he didn't. You're going to say, well, Donta, is this God's will? I'm not God, I don't know. But I do know this. If God wanted him out, he'd be out. A lot of y'all think in the flesh. Y'all don't think spiritually at all. Just like you cats that be getting locked up, right? Oh, man, I just want to come home. I want to be free. Why? You do know sometimes, most of the time, when dudes be getting 10, 20, 30 years in prison, they actually being preserved and being saved from the streets. Because a lot of dudes that's in prison right now, if they was on the streets and been on the streets, they probably would have got killed. And that's real. Sometimes prison do preserve people. It do. But what do I know? Do me a favor, y'all. I got a dating show that I'm dropping in the fall. And I need my real supporters to go to my Amazon wish list, which I will have pinned at the top of the comment section. All right. And if you're feeling generous and want to support your big partner, Donta, won't you make sure you purchase an item out of that cart for me, okay? It'll be highly appreciated. Second, my Patreon will be pinned at the top of the comment section also, okay? Make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon. The prison stories, the supernatural stories, the Bible stories, the short horror films, all that stuff is on my Patreon. I'm going to have that pinned at the top of the comment section and in the description also, okay? With that, y'all, this is your big partner, Donta. Over and out.